What's up, everybody? This is your man DJ Square, now, and this is the DJ Information Group. And in the house today, DJs. Now, about maybe a year, maybe 2 years ago, we had a situation, and this product came and it hit the market. It hit the market, and it was like super, super, just super revolutionary because guess what? We didn't have to use needles anymore. All we had to do was get this nice unit, make sure we set it on our DVS or on your albums or whatever, and it was connected to your mixes, and we were done. What am I talking about? Phase. And we are so happy to have Phase team members here with us. We got Camille and we got Antrix. They're going to break some information, bring some information pertaining to the Phase, what's going on, what's new about the product, how they can help us with the product, answer questions and everything. So I say welcome to you guys. How are you?
Hey, thanks for having us, man. It's a pleasure to be here. It's the first time meeting you guys. I know a couple people in the room, and Camille is joining me from Paris. So, hello.
Thank you guys.
Uh,
Hello,
yeah,
hello.
thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
Mhm.
So I had sent some basic questions in terms of, because I know that you guys wanted to kind of get type of a format to what we were going to ask, and some of the things that basically came up with the phase is just I tell you what, before we go there, because I was reading your reading the website and learning more and more about the company. Tell us about the company first, and then also what was the what was the vision? Was the vision exactly what you when you released this thing, or when you even thought about this thing? Did you think this thing was going to be what it is today?
Right. I mean, I can definitely answer that, and I'll have Camille back me up. So, Phase is a part of MWM, which stands for Music World Media. It is a French-based music app production company. Phase is specifically part of the hardware side. They also created what's called the Mix Fader, which is a portable fader. Phase came right after, and it was just a culmination of feedback from DJs. You know, after the development of Mix Fader, they were really looking to kind of take the next step into the future with hardware, and they were asking a bunch of DJs, and it came back on the needle. You know, that was one of the steps that Phase wanted to, or the team at MWM wanted to figure out as they transitioned from Mix Fader. So after a couple meetings internally and some prototypes and whatnot, they came up with Phase, which was essentially an evolution of the Mix Fader because it did focus on Bluetooth technology, on the wireless technology, but it's not necessarily Bluetooth. It is wireless. That's the main focus. Um, I think. Well, I'm sorry. What was your other question regarding Phase?
So when you guys were in the planning stages of creating this thing,
Mhm.
did you expect it to be what
Ah,
it had turned out to be? Because you know how sometimes you think about a concept, you get a concept, and you
yeah.
say, "Okay, I know it'll do this," but then when this thing comes out and it blows up the way this thing did, you know what I'm saying?
Well, maybe I can take this one because it's it has been a really personal story, I think. So, like Antrix mentioned, Phase came out to life thanks to the DJ feedback we were working with, and moreover, the Phase product manager is a DJ himself, so that has been very useful in terms of like improvements, feedback on the prototypes. That has been pretty accurate. And at the beginning, when we started working on it, there was just mostly him and the engineer, head of engineer, who
Mhm.
started working on that. So they were pretty much like two people. So it has grown a little bit before we introduced it at the first NAM, but we were like a 5-person team in Paris, 6 with Antrix, who's in the US. So we were definitely not expected that much as a welcome from the from the community. We were not prepared. That's a fact. When we first released it, the first prototype at the NAM, we received so much support. Curiosity, interest. I mean, we really did not expect because we are a very small company. We're very new in the DJ world. Even if we have made Mixed Fader, it was a really small community, very, very specific. So we're not like all these pioneer Serato that we are seeing for so many years. And we were like, how is the community going to react? So we were very, very surprised in a good way. But also after that, we had to work really, really hard to be able to reply to this large demand. So it was really intense, and it was a crazy experience to be in.
I can imagine that. I can imagine that. You think, hey, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna have maybe 100, maybe 500, maybe 1,000, and then you get 10,000 people hit you all at once. So I totally understand that. Well, you know, from my perspective, I will tell you, I really enjoyed the phase. At one point, we had a lot of DJs who had purchased the phase early on, and some had great success with it. And then there were some that were saying, hey, you know, I have this little deal, but then phase started coming up with updates, and the updates were correcting a lot of the issues. So then I sat back and I kept watching. And made the purchase back in November of last year. And I was like, man, I should have made this purchase a long time ago. You know, it really saves you. And, you know, you spend this one time thing and you just think about how much you can really blow in needles. And it's no comparison. So, you know, thank you guys for that for sure. I know that there are some of the questions that I know I had. I know that we had like I saw when we went from the old phase manager or phase UI into the new phase manager. When you guys made that switch, the concept of, obviously, I guess you guys had received a whole bunch of feedback pertaining to ease of use, user experience. So what was that?
Yeah, I think mainly it was just trying, you know, when we first came out with the software, it was about just getting the process correct, getting the process to updating, making sure that the user has a pretty swift experience going through. And then as you start to kind of develop it and you start to see how the feedback comes back, then you start to work on the UI, the user experience as far as the interface and all of that. But we also integrated a lot of different features to modify your phase, to making sure that it optimizes to how you're liking it. So it's a natural step into the progression of how phase is evolving. And that's one of the main things that we think really separates us, is that I know in the beginning it was pretty rough because, you know, there was a lot of things that we needed to address, but at the same time, this is a technology that that functions a lot like the new technology nowadays. You want to have something that can update. You don't want to have to buy new hardware. You definitely want to have something where the back end team has your best interest in mind as they continue to develop and improve it for you. So in terms of phase manager, it is about the overall quality. We want it to look a certain way, and we want you to experience phase a certain way. And we're trying to uphold those standards for sure.
Yeah, and
Gotcha.
that's something I wanted to add about that is pretty important with Phase Manager, is that with the MWM Connect, which was sorry, our very first configuration software, every time we had something to add as an improvement or an update, you had to download a new configuration software. With now we have built it to be able to update itself. So every time you have an update that is available, it's already telling you in the platform, which was not the case before. You had to delete it and then download a new MWM Connect version. So that was really not easy for user experience. And most of the users were missing the update information, because if you don't see it via newsletter or on a social media, you don't really know about it because you have to delete and then re-download. So now that's the very cool thing with Phase Manager, is that we're able to push updates every time remotely. So every time we have important issues, for example, a bug is appearing, our team can work on it very quickly and then integrate it and just send it to you, and you can just make the updates. That's really one of the most important part of Phase Manager, which was not allowed with the formerly MWM Connect.
Cool beans. And of course, speaking of updates, of course, the buzz was out there about the next wave of phase would remove the RCA jacks and it would be totally USB. So, is that something that you think we will see by the DJ Expo, or is that something that's next year, or can you even share that information at this point?
Is DJ Expo even happening this year though?
Yeah, they shifted it from August and it's in November,
Oh,
November
really?
16th through the 19th.
Oh, in person.
Yeah, we'll all be there. So come and hang out with us.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. Well, it's definitely a challenge considering where Serato is globally. And with the entire team kind of spread out between France and New Zealand, it's all about trying to sync ourselves together with their development team, and at the same time test it. I'm sure you can imagine the time zone is creating a lot of obstacles, but it is something that is for sure coming out. We can't necessarily say when because we're still in the testing phase, and making sure that we have something stable. We are testing a stable version right now, but this all comes down to making sure that we take the proper steps and don't make any rash announcements without really fully developing it on our side.
Gotcha. Well, I have a ton more questions, but I'm quite sure the rest of the team has some too. So I definitely don't want to hold them up. And also, like I say, keeping in mind of your time. So I know that you're going to hear questions probably about the drift, the calibration, the battery life, all of that. So I'll let the team go ahead on and get started on that. So the first DJ that I want to bring up, he's the primary admin in this group. And of course, like I say, this is DJ information group. And what we try to do is, in this particular group, it's all about teaching. It's about learning. It's about sharing and uplifting all the DJs, the artists, the promoters, hosts, engineers, producers in the group, in the culture and the history. And of course, the equipment fits into the culture, because if we don't have equipment, the DJ can't do his job. So we want to make sure that we, incorporate those trainings and those, everything and whatever we can learn in the group. So that's why we really try to engage, companies and individuals who can bring information to the group. So again, we really appreciate you guys being here, and it really means a lot. But I'm gonna call my man DJ Rod Flash.
My question, first of all, thank y'all. And my question is, what is the lifespan of the battery?
The lifespan is close to. Are you talking about the usage time or the lifespan over years?
Lifespan, overall. Lifespan.
Overall, so this is the same kind of battery as your normal smartphone, as lithium battery. So you can expect it to last anywhere between 3 to 5 years. In terms of usage, it really depends on how you're using it. If you're a mixing DJ and how much it continues to spin, or if you're a turntablist where it's stop and go, you can expect anywhere from 8 to 10 hours usage time. So I hope that answers your question.
Yes, that was it.
Perfect.
Okay, and my next contestant is DJ Mike L. What's up?
My God.
Hey, how y'all doing today?
Hey, peace, man.
Thank y'all for being on the call. My question was the drift that Square Knot was pointing out. As far as the cue, you lag, and is there going to be a fix for that, or?
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely take this question, but I'll let Camille elaborate if she needs to. But it is something that we are definitely paying attention to every time that we are working on phase. But it does matter on the environment that you are using on phase. Some things you can do is make sure that there's nothing blocking like metallic blocking the phase from communicating with your software. At the same time, also checking your manual calibration. I don't know if you manually calibrate as much as you should. Typically you don't have to manually calibrate your turntables once you do it once, but there are times where some kind of communication between the phase and and your laptop or your DVS will kind of cause a disruption. So definitely manually calibrate. It's just a practice I kind of handle. Also check your sensitivity in your software. I'm not sure what you're using, if you're using Serato or Tractor. But it is something that is basically due to some information getting lost as you start to use the phase in the environment. It is something that we continually look to fix and improve with the firmware updates, but definitely we can definitely share some tips in the chat if you want on how to do this and how to kind of troubleshoot for yourself. But if you have any specific
Cool.
questions, by all means, yeah. Hope that helps, man.
Oh, it did.
Oh, great.
Cool beans. Then we got DJ I95. What's up?
I-95, where is that? Is that a freeway?
Jokes. I like that. Thank you. It's a pleasure being on this Zoom call with you. I have one question right now. I got to think of another one. I had friends that have bought the phase and they wind up getting rid of it because of, I guess, the OS system. What is the lowest OS system can you use? Because he had, what was it? He had High Sierra, and I guess he went to the latest one, which is either Mojave. Is it Mojave?
No,
Catalina.
Catalina.
He went to Catalina. He has a 2012 MacBook Pro. He said it just would not work. He had to send it back to wherever he bought it from.
In terms of the lowest OS software, Camille, do you happen to know what the lowest?
Yeah,
I believe?
absolutely. It's in fact, well, just something to be clarified. You don't really exactly need your laptop to make your phase work. You need your laptop to use Phase Manager, so to update your product and to set up in the first place. But it's very important to really clarify this point, is that you can use your phase by plugging it to a wall outlet or something like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be plugged to your laptop because it doesn't share exactly information while using. So that's just one thing I wanted to say. And so yeah, Phase Manager is compatible from OS 10.10. So I don't remember which version it is from macOS, but it worked from 10.10. So if he has configuration situation, the best way is to look at it like personally, because each case is very different, and sometimes it can be really specific. So we really have to check if it comes from the software, if it comes from the computer model, which is too old. Because sometimes it's also like old USB connection. That is something we have worked on a lot to be able to be compatible with older USB connection. But sometimes it's complicated to know if it's coming from the USB or coming from the OS model. So we really have to go to look at his problem, and his setup personally.
Okay.
Yeah, and he could definitely contact the product specialist directly, and they'll walk him through everything. Yeah.
He got rid of it. He was like, I'm just sick of it. I tried. But I'm willing to try to get the phase. So this is just my personal question as well. Is there any other?
Sorry.
Is there any? Go ahead. I'm listening.
I was just about to say that if you have any question and if you have any problem, our product specialists are super fast. There are 2 of us right now, so our team is pretty solid.
Okay. Okay. Are y'all working with any other software besides Serato?
Yeah, I mean, we're working pretty closely with Rekordbox and Tractor and everyone else that you can think of. It's just a matter of really establishing those communications and getting on the same page with them. It's obvious that we are working pretty closely with Serato with the HID mode, but definitely we are very much in touch with Tractor and Rekordbox. It's just there's different ways that we can optimize the phase and improve it, just like we're doing with Serato. It's just a matter of finding that road to getting there. Some have very specific ways of doing it, whereas others are different. For sure, yeah. I mean, long answer short, yes, we are definitely working with the 3 big ones and as well as the other ones.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Those are the only 2 questions. Those
are
the
man.
only 2 questions I had. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Cool beans. DJ Big Body, did you have anything? She says no. She says she's just here to support. All right. DJ Big Rough, you got anything?
Nah, I'm just here to support.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate it. DJ Big Dooley, you got anything?
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Peace.
Let me take my.
Hey.
Thank you for wearing the mask, though.
Yeah.
Come on.
What's your question? We see you.
Right. First of all, me and Anthrax, we met before, man, when you used to Omega DJ.
Yep. I can't recognize you with the mask, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Uh,
Thanks for coming that day, man.
I don't have a question. I just wanted to let you know that we met before, and it was
Yeah.
cool meeting you.
Appreciate you, bro. Be
All right,
safe out there.
I'm at work in the warehouse.
All right, man. Well, do your thing, man. DJ Big Dooley, we appreciate it, man. So what I did is I intentionally, let me see, and then we got DJ Silent Professor.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Peace, man.
I know you said a couple of the vendors already, but is Virtual DJ one of them? Since that's kind of like my primary.
Yeah. Virtual DJ is definitely on our list of. If you look in our Phase software, in Phase Manager, you'll see a list of all the DVS softwares that we are working closely with. I can't remember off top, but let me actually look in it really fast. But yeah, go ahead, Camille.
Sorry. Virtual DJ has actually been one of the first DJ software company to contact us to be able to optimize the experience with Phase. So that was pretty funny because we didn't really expect them to be the first to contact us, but they are pretty reactive. And so we've been able to optimize the experience, and normally Phase with Virtual DJ is working already pretty well. So I don't know if you already tested it or if you were asking like if it's compatible, but normally the experience should be pretty nice.
All right, excellent. And the other question I had is it like sensitive to like any like external disruptions or anything like that, like in any other equipment or in signal stuff like that?
No, not necessarily. I mean, it definitely can get disturbed by anything, I guess you could say, if you put anything metal between the phase and your mixer. But I've used it in situations like at DJ Expo where there's a ton of signal going around, microphones and whatnot. And I'm pretty sure if you've been there, it's pretty noisy overall. And we even used it at NAMM, which is even worse. So generally, no, you shouldn't have any problems. We have a lot of big stage DJs like SK. I don't know if you know SK, but some of these big stage DJs who use it and have no real disruptions externally. If you're talking in terms of like rumble or like shaking from a speaker or bass, definitely not. You could pick up the phase and it's as stable as it can be. So you shouldn't have any issues with any disruptions electronically or wavelength wise.
And just to add something about the wireless connection and wireless interferences that you could think of. The thing is that we are using radio communication, and we have built our own protocol of communication so that the remotes be able to talk with the receiver without disturbances. And we have also built like algorithm in the way the radio channels are being picked, are being chosen, so that every time that a radio channel is getting a little bit poor in terms of quality and in terms of power, it automatically changes until it finds the best radio channel available. So every time that you're in a place where there can be a lot of interferences, like Entrix mentioned, we made the DJ Expo, we made the NAMM. For example, Z-Trip made the New Year's Eve in Times Square, so with a lot of interferences and also other radio channels. Well, even in these spaces, because we have this switching algorithm, it normally picks the most powerful channel of radio. So it's pretty steady.
All right, sounds like y'all kind of had that, mapped out from the beginning. So
Oh,
that's all I
absolutely.
got. I definitely appreciate you guys joining.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you very much.
All right. So now we have DJ Joe Storm, because that's what he brings, the storm when he mixes.
Welcome, Phase team. I'm glad that y'all are here. I remember back in 2018 when I first seen the Phase. I forgot the lady that was there, but I actually had a chance to touch the Phase for the first time, and I've actually watched y'all from the lows to the highs. So the only thing
Thank
I
you.
gotta say is y'all have came a long way. And your system is definitely a game changer, compared to the days of needles. And I don't really own a set. I have the rain system, but I'm actually looking into maybe getting the Phase system in the future. But when I go out, only thing I can say is keep up the good work, and y'all have a very dope product.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you.
It means a lot.
And keep doing what y'all do. That's all I got to say.
Thank you, man. A lot of it has to do with the team overall here is where a lot of us are, well, not a lot of us, but some of us have a background in DJing. So we definitely understand some of the gripes with being a DJ for the past 20 plus years. I've been a DJ for 20 plus years myself and can totally understand, like even just when Serato came out and dealing with vinyl, it was kind of a headache. And now with Shure, I was a big Shure needle user, stopping their 44.7s. It's only natural, you need a solution, and definitely, thankfully, because we have a team that understands DJs, we're looking in your best interest. So, hopefully you do join us in the future, but definitely, no knock to Rain or anybody else, but we're definitely a good option.
Yeah, I mean, y'all definitely have a great product. Only thing that I would hope, and y'all already kind of answered the question. I'm waiting for the day when y'all actually have that total friendship and connection with these other DJ softwares. That way,
We'll
it'll
get
be
there.
a total 100% integration where you won't
Yeah,
have any problems at all. But so far,
yeah.
from what I hear, pretty good.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, I will double down on the product is dope. I tell you, I love it. I absolutely love it.
Thank you.
I saved this guy for last because of course, he was talking about the issue. So you know who we talking about? None other than Swerve Hits.
Bye, Swerve. No,
What's up?
what's up, bro?
Well, I guess I'm the guinea pig of the group because I believe I was one of the first ones to have it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We appreciate you, man.
I was very jealous when everybody else's was working and mine wasn't.
Yeah.
So the joke's
Yeah. I mean, I remember your issue. You couldn't use Serato with your Phase, but you could use.
Rekordbox.
But it worked on Rekordbox.
Right.
And we were trying to have a look at your laptop and your OS system. Did you ever get it fixed? Did you ever connect with us or with the product specialist?
Yeah. We speak all the time. The guy you introduced us. And hello, Camille. He mentioned you. And we speak quite often, actually.
Great.
Thank you for making that connection. And it was a pleasure meeting you at Rock and Soul and everything.
Appreciate it.
A lot of people that I know as well. But I did a couple of weeks ago. I did do the new management update. I still have them. I didn't get rid of them as most may have. But as far as them working, no.
What seems to be the issue?
I don't know.
Okay.
Computer now.
That's definitely whatever it is. I think the best thing to do is connect with you outside one-on-one and
And
really,
you know, you
really.
tried with your computer and it didn't work,
Yeah,
right?
I remember. It had something. I don't know what if it was something to do with your lap. Like Camille said, sometimes it's every case is really different. And in your case, your laptop was a little different for me. And so this is something probably we should really let our product specialists look at one on one with you and really do go back and forth on a FaceTime or some videos. Check out your software because there's a lot of different questions that we may have that we might not be able to answer here. But the question was really because he couldn't use Phase with Serato and Rekordbox on the same laptop. Now that to be honest, like that could have been a Serato issue at the time, or it could be anything. It could be many different factors. So in terms of what's not working, like if you're able to connect your Phase to Phase Manager, that's a great first step, because then we have some kind of connectivity.
Well,
Now
I
if you
know it works. It works, like I said,
okay,
it works with record
yeah, yeah,
box.
yeah,
Fine. You know,
But
no.
yeah, it's probably something that it has to deal with setup configuration, and like Antrix said, it can be so many different factors. That the easier thing to do is like send us your whole setup with the type of mixer OS system, so that we can have a look at that, because sometimes some mixes have specific configuration requirements to work with Phase. Like for example, for the S9, you have to be in CDG, etc., etc. There's a few things like that that you have to look at to be sure that everything is set perfectly. So the most efficient way is to send us a message with all your situation and all your setup, and our product specialists have the possibility to test everything here, so they will have a look and give you an answer. I'm pretty sure it should be
yeah,
set.
and definitely if it's determined that something's wrong with the hardware overall,
Yeah.
we'll definitely make sure that we make the exchange so that you have something
Yeah.
better working. So, we don't want to rule out anything. We just definitely want to put our give you our best idea of what's going on and make sure that we do a thorough investigation of it. So, if you're still using the same hardware, it might be the hardware, but it could be internally the software. It could be a setting on your laptop. It could be so many things, bro.
Yeah. Because,
So
Yeah.
yeah,
definitely,
because it
Before
can also
you,
be like, yeah, sorry.
no, I was just saying, I know a lot of DJs out here, so I definitely, um, before I even met you at Rock and Soul, other DJs that had it, you know,
yeah,
was going through it, through everything from
yeah,
settings. When I first got it, of course, I was testing it on the S9. I have the S9 and the 72.
hmm
Um, range setup as well. But I was testing it on the S9, and then of course, when I met you at Rock and Soul, they had S9s there.
yeah. We were trying everything.
We was testing it there as well. So no success as of yet with Serato.
Mm.
Um, like I said, I haven't tried it recently. I did do the management update, but I haven't tried. I'll be switching out my mixers, but I could definitely give you, like I said, I have what's his name, Low.
Louis. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Louis.
Yeah, I do
Or
have
Lowell.
talk through Messenger. What's up?
Okay.
The What's Up app Messenger. So, I'm hopefully, like I said, I didn't give up. I'm not that type of person to give up easily, like how others may have. Oh, it doesn't work. I have a little bit of patience, a little bit of
Yeah.
patience, and it's definitely something I definitely keep in my bag. You know what I'm saying, along with needles, but it's probably if I'm somewhere where they have a turntable set up and I might not want to use the needles, I want to preserve my needles, I'll use that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, I didn't give up. I'll at the moment I'm thinking it was the laptop, to
Mm.
be honest.
Yeah.
And then I was using my Mac Air,
hmm
Mac
Ah.
Air running Mojave.
Ah.
Mojave,
Okay.
Yeah.
you know.
That could be. I mean, overall, man, we talked. What was it last year? This is a little long for you to go that long without using it as
It's
much as you want to be. So definitely, connect with us. We'll either get it
yeah.
switched out. We'll make it work. I mean, bottom line, I was hoping that it would got fixed already, and it's
Yeah,
disappointing
if it's
here.
not fixed for so long, I think that I mean, let's talk about it after the meeting, and we'll figure out what is going on from what it's coming from, because we very easily and rapidly exchange the units that are not working, especially because we're under warranty. But of course, like every time there's a problem from our end, everything is taken the charges are taking from us, of course. So we'll have a look at that, and I'm pretty sure we can send you another unit if your unit is not working properly.
Yeah, and I brought the top notch pack, the 4-pack.
Ah,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, I mean,
Well,
I appreciate it.
about that, I heard that you mentioned something about it at the beginning of the meeting. And just to answer this doubts, there is no difference between the Ultimate and the Essentials, so the 4-pack and the 2 remotes pack. This is exactly the same products. They have been made in the same time, in the same way, and they are working exactly the same. That's why you can like switch the remotes if you want to. And actually, we are currently working on the production of individual, remotes. So you will also be able to like buy extra remotes solo. So if you have 2 remotes, 3 remotes, 4 remotes, 5 remotes, it will be exactly the same system. As long as you link the remotes to your receiver, it's gonna communicate.
Well, that's cool. That's cool there. And I know that if you guys are going to be at the expo, I was definitely had that in my mind to tell Swerve to make sure he took his stuff with him so that maybe you guys could connect there for sure. And I think Camille, you just answered one of my questions, and that was about individual remotes, because we know that over time, because they do have a battery in them, they will eventually die. So then we will need replacement remotes. And you just said that. So at the present, you aren't able to buy these remotes, correct? But you foresee that in the near future?
Yeah. It should be able in 2021, like very early in the year, because we're already working on them. So it would be pretty easy to be on sale.
Cool beans, cool beans. Well, that definitely works. And then, of course, we've talked about the updates, we've talked about the drift, the calibration, the battery life, and also the unit life. And I'll tell you like this. As far as my battery life, it has truly been awesome. I have literally taken my remotes off of the dock, put them on, and I have let my table spin for over 12 hours. And I had just drained down to 3% at 12 hours. So they last a long time.
Nice.
And then, the other thing I got for you guys in terms of course, we're looking at the remotes as part of something that's coming for the future. But what else does Phase have pertaining, for the future?
I mean, the long story short, we're really focused on this piece of hardware. I know there's a lot of questions about a version 1 or a version 2 or version 3, or if we're going to integrate into another piece of hardware. These are definitely ideas we'll take into mind. But this specific model, we expect to be around for a while, much like a Technique. You can rely on the Technique for its stability and its build and its features. And I think the Phase is going to definitely try and mimic that with this current version. We're definitely we're not closing the road on the ideas of a new style or a new version, but right now, our focus is this specific hardware and how it's functioning. And once we get it, I mean, we believe it's going very well. But once everyone's completely happy and we're not having to answer all these Q&As about the issues that people are having, then we can have a clear roadmap of what we can do next. So I'm not sure I have ideas myself what I can do, but I can't really put that in the world. But for sure, this we're very happy with what we've accomplished so far, and we expect to continue it moving forward for however long it takes.
Gotcha. And then the other thing, when you started speaking of style, because I got this on my list as well, I was watching a DJ about 3 or 4 days ago. I wish I would have took a snapshot of it. And he was using the Phase, but he had like a thicker block under it. Have you ever seen that? It like had a thicker block, and it was really weird. So I was wondering if that was some third-party accessory or something that was out there or something, or what.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was, but I was like, wow, how does he manage that?
Was it a circle block, or was it like a razor that went underneath it?
It was the same size as the phase. And then at the end where it got closer to the post, because I noticed he had taller posts on center posts on his table. It was like a little small like wedge. So it was extremely weird, but I just wanted to see. I was like, are people making third-party accessories for this or
Oh
something?
yeah, yeah. I mean, there is a community of DIY and modifiers and all that. There's one called Open Format where they make a little puck so that it can fit on a 3-inch turntable that came out from Crossley. We've seen some guys attach a battery to the face thinking that'll extend the life, and that's definitely not recommended. But you know, we don't count against it. We've seen guys completely disassemble the phase. But there's there's no need for any of that. You know, that's definitely something that you should leave to the engineers. As far as accessories, you know, it's a great new world for us to kind of explore too. We're open to any ideas. Definitely shoot it to us. It's you know, I kind of help run the Instagram as well as with Camille and the rest of the team. And so if we see something that seems unique, we'll definitely share it and take it into consideration as we continue forward.
Gotcha.
I got a question.
Yep.
Are you gonna like the cell phones or with the batteries? Are you gonna have like the with the receiver units to like connect from like a what's it, even though when you put your phone on a thing and it just connect like that without using.
That's a pretty cool idea. I don't know if that's something we can definitely talk to you about with our. You're talking about like a dock where you can just drop it on there and charge, right? That's definitely a great idea. But definitely we probably have to talk to our engineers about the possibility of doing that and what it would take. But
I'm
thank you.
not sure that the current hardware can work this way because you know, there's a connecting pin at the back of the remote. So I guess that's
I'm talking about for the future.
Future.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
for sure, man.
that's pretty good. That's pretty cool idea. I'm that I don't know how it could be integrated, but I guess the engineers have probably ideas about it. So I will have a word with them about it. That's pretty cool. And if you also have other ideas of features you want, the way you see the product, improvements you would like to see, we're very open to hear. That's very cool.
Also, do y'all have, you may not, but do y'all have a ballpark figure of what the receivers by itself might cost around in the States?
Just the receiver, you're right. No remotes.
I mean a remote.
Oh, what the remote's gonna cost?
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't really have the answer to that. Maybe Camille does. Camille, do you happen to know what the cost of a single remote would be in the U.S.?
Approximately around.
Not yet. I think we have started to plan it, but I'm not sure. I would like to say a mistake. I think it would be around $100, but I'm not sure. So I prefer not telling you mistakes.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you know, I know
Ballpark.
not
Yeah.
ballpark figure, possibly.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing. It should possibly maybe be around, 100, 150, somewhere around there.
Right. That's about
that's
ballpark.
not fixed. That's for sure. But we have started to discuss about it. Not me directly, but the team. And I know it's around this slot.
Right. That ballpark. Yeah, same.
Cool beans. DJ Miss Official, I see that she popped in. Do you have a question?
I'm good.
She says she's good.
Yeah. Always good to see new DJs or new girl DJs. Appreciate you.
Yes. So we are, really, really elated that you guys are able to come through and share some information. Is there anything and I'll put this out there to you. And I know that the DJs here, the members here will back me up on this. And that is that, when it comes to your R&D or just, testing or anything, I know you guys are doing your thing now. You probably, have a pretty big team for all that stuff now. But as DJs who like to get our hands on product and do testing and provide reviews, we would definitely be able to, if you need something like that, don't be afraid to solicit the DJ information group for that. You can work that through myself or Flash. And, of course, there are several DJs who would be willing to test that, give you results back, and, of course, keep it under wraps in terms of, keeping it silent, just so that we can make sure that we are doing our best to help, because we feel it is another step in contributing to the culture. So, and by contributing to the culture, that creates that elevation to where we're continuing to try to go in the equipment world and everywhere else. So please don't hesitate to utilize us for that. And that's why that's why our name is what our name is, the DJ Information Group, because we are about that. So we are looking forward to doing whatever we can to assist if it comes down to that, for sure.
Absolutely.
So you have that. And we would hope that you guys could get to the expo. And hopefully we get a chance to see you guys and meet you. If not, hopefully during one of the upcoming events, or anytime you're in the States or near, by something like that, for sure. We definitely would love. Now, do you guys host any type of seminars or anything, or webinars on, during the months or once a quarter, or anything like that?
We're starting to talk about how we can engage more with our online based. This is definitely a first step for us to understand how to use this platform. This is actually one of the first, Zoom meetings I've ever done where it's based on us communicating with you guys. We've done Q&As with other groups, with our own group, the Phase DJ group, and well, that's not necessarily our group. But it is something we are looking in the future to, considering the situation. We definitely would love to be there in person. I attended it every year. I'm on the West Coast, obviously, but I always try to attend the DJ Expo. So we're always open to collaborations. If you guys want to try and hold another one, this is the first time that we've done an online conference like this. So it's definitely a cool, as it is, it's just a very cool platform and a cool format. We didn't know what to expect. Most companies are doing some pretty big conferences, but on a level for a group, this is great. But if you have any ideas, for sure, shoot us some. Oh, sorry, my camera fell. For sure, shoot us some. But at the same time, we are discussing that, me and Camille together, and hopefully we'll have some ideas and we'll make some announcements via our newsletter or vlog.
Yeah, we'd like to involve us a lot more in some close communication with our community, because for us it's the most interesting thing, and this is where we can gather the most interesting feedback on ideas, on issues, on the way you actually are using the product, because it's pretty complicated sometimes to understand, and for us who are like behind the scenes, there's so much things to be done that it's very cool to have a very frontal conversation, in fact, and very honest conversation. So yeah, we're looking forward to doing more of these kind of things, either on our pages, either on other groups. So I guess we can also imagine doing that in the coming months with no problem. That would be a format that was pretty engaging and interesting for us.
Cool beans. And, with this, we are definitely willing to assist you guys when it comes to using this platform. If you guys need help, and, please, don't hesitate. We could pop on a call. We could even generate, the Zoom for you, and you guys could have your team come in just so that you guys could work it out. And then, of course, we can bring in our entourage of DJs with us and do this. Like you say, we can definitely do this again. And we can also show you what happens when we actually pipe sound through this system, because we actually play music through here as well.
Right.
And we get it to play nice and clear, but you'll also get a chance to see us utilizing the product as well. So we have a lot of different ways to do that. And, like I say, we're willing to definitely help any way we can. So, just let us know about that, and you consider it done,
Great.
So that's the deal
quick,
there.
Another question. I believe a couple of DJs had the question. about the magnets. Do you sell those separately?
Yeah, man, you can even look on our Facebook. You'll see all the magnets that we are selling in the packs. You can look on our website, which is probably preferred. It's the easiest to buy it from.
Hmm.
So yeah, definitely, yeah, for sure. That's now available. We haven't promoted it much, which we probably will look to as we start to move forward, but it's definitely available now. Don't use tape.
And I mean, do you also? I know you probably get rid of it soon, but do you sell the RCA's and USBs that has branding on it as well separately?
For the moment, we aren't, but maybe that's something we are considering. I think right now we are focusing on selling the single units versus the wires. But so I don't really know yet. But if we do, we'll definitely announce it in our newsletter. That's one of our primary communication tools. So if you really want to kind of be on point with what we're going through right now, the newsletter is definitely the one to kind of look after versus our Facebook or our Instagram because we definitely communicate a lot through there.
Well, hey, I got your info, so
Yeah, man, it's all good, bro.
yeah.
Cool beans. Well, I know we're winding down to the hour, and I know you guys got to get back to doing your thing. We're into that last 6 minutes. So, is there any other things you want to share with us? Is there anything that you can tell us that And like I said, I know we've offered our help, but we really do mean it. It's not something where we're just saying it just because you're here. But if there's anything that you can think of at this point, or anything that you want to share, or is there something else that we should be looking for? Any of that.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
can tell us right now what you have, and then also if you have some type of homework for us that maybe you want us to try something and report it back to you, or whatever, for the users for the ones that do have it, we're good with that as well. So
Yeah, I mean, I'll speak first and I'll let Camille kind of close out. But I mean, overall, we appreciate you guys kind of setting this up. It is about humanizing us as people. Most people, I'm pretty sure if you were there in the early days, it was pretty rough start for us. Um, but we kind of trudged through it, and we appreciate people that have been patient with us and that are continuing to advocate for us. So in that regard, as much as we are happy to be here, we're happy to take your messages, your emails, or whatever you have via our platforms: Instagram, Facebook, email. There is a real person behind there. There's no robot. Even though MWM is a large startup, the Phase team is very small. And we're continuously working this with passion and trying to make things happen for all of you. So definitely. And as far as being testers, we definitely do have those rounds where we reach out to certain people, and this group will definitely be on our list for sure in terms of collaborations and everything moving forward. So on behalf of me, I hope to meet you guys sometime in the future. I am based in the U.S. I'm close to San Francisco, so you can always hit me up on the Phase DJ Instagram. And I really do appreciate you guys doing this for us because we've been trying to connect with DJs without, organically as much as possible versus putting behind so much of an effort without really, engaging with you guys. Because that's why we went to Expo and NAMM. We did do tours. I don't know if you guys knew that, but we did a lot of tours just to try and get in front of all of you. So hopefully we can make it there to Atlantic City so we can shake hands. But overall, I appreciate you guys for doing this, and definitely consider us colleagues and friends moving forward.
thank you. I appreciate that.
Salute, salute.
Appreciate you.
Just something that I will add on because I mean, Antrix, Manny said everything, and I really want to thank you also personally and on behalf of the whole small Parisian team. That's really means a lot for us to finally meet some of our users and also some of the DJs who are interested. Sorry. And just on something that we're currently working on, I don't know if the Phase users in this group have seen it, but we have launched a user survey yesterday to gather maximum of feedback in order to work on the other improvements we are planning for the year. So that's super important if you can give us your feedback very, very honestly, very transparently. That's really going to help our technical team to orient their decisions and take priorities because like I said, there's still a lot of work to do, and we are really aware of that, and be sure that we are doing the best to to be able to release the Serato integration very soon and fix all the issues that you mentioned. So yeah, just give us your feedback and try to get in contact with us. We're very, very happy to have this chance to be close to our community. That's really valuable for us.
Cool beans, cool beans. You got a few things in the chat room. DJ Mike L says, this is great. DJ Joe Storm said, we appreciate you, Phase Team. DJ Silent Professor says, blessing, Phase Team. DJ Rod Flash says, salute, Phase Team. And of course, I see where Andrew said, we appreciate all of you, and we appreciate you guys as well, for sure. And then DJ I95 says, salute, Phase DJ. So we thank you, we thank you, we thank you. And we'll definitely be in touch. And at any given time, like I say, if you need us, we're here. And we will definitely do that survey and make sure that. And if you have, better yet, just to make sure, what we can do is, if you have it, maybe send the link to me. If there's a link, if you can send that link in the email, just reply to one of the emails that we've already generated, and I'll share that link out, and we'll go from there, because we'll definitely get the reviews and all that stuff on this done for you as feedback, so that you can have that, because it's always good to be able to collect user data. So totally understand that. So I'm going to just finish this up by saying, the Phase team was definitely in the house and in full effect here in the DJ Information Group. And they have brought some just amazing information for us, some very good information that we could utilize. And we look forward to where Phase is going, because Phase is definitely the future. So we really, really appreciate you. We thank you. We thank you.
Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys taking time.
All right. Take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.